Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the SKS Compit Stem bike smartphone holder. If you're looking for a minimalist and secure way to attach your smartphone onto your handlebars, then SKS has you covered with their Compit Stem mounting design. This is a minimalist design that attaches to your steerer tube and provides adjustable angle and rotation. You can see in terms of packaging, it's very simple. You have a nice illustration of a smartphone attached to the bike. All their branding here with the distinctive orange and gray color schemes. You have a nice illustration of how to install it. Very simple, just make sure you don't over torque. And you do need additional accessories like the cover adapter or the full-on cover. So we'll go ahead and take this out of the box and go over the specs. So retail price on this is currently €24.99 Euro. In terms of USD, that's about $28. It's compatible with all smartphones once you attach the little cover onto it. It has adjustable angle, so you can tilt the field of view to whichever you prefer. And you can also rotate it entirely, so you can have it either forward of the stem or reverse, depending on what your preference is. It's a nice metal design as well, with their quarter turn mounting system that works with a cover for very secure, so even for off-roading, this will definitely keep it in place. And again, it does require those additional accessories, which are not included with this, so you do need to make sure you purchase those. And it's compatible with 1 1/8 inch headsets, which should cover a majority of bikes on the market. In terms of what comes in the box, you can see it's rather simple. So we have the actual mount, and you have this adjustable head, and you can actually flip this back and forth. And then in here, this is all just cardboard, so that's about it. So instructions are simply here. You want to just place on top the headset, attach it, and then tighten it down to the recommended torque value. Now let's take a look at the weight of the Compit Stem. It's a pretty simple design, and it comes in at 26 grams. Now let's take a look at the fit and finish of the Compit Stem. So it's a very minimalist design. It's a mix of plastic with the metal bolts here, and you can see it's an adjustable angle just by loosening those bolts. Interestingly, SKS doesn't include any tools, so you will have to use your own tools. Nice wide platform, which will support large cell phones, as they keep getting larger and larger these days. And you can see this can tilt back and forth, and you can even mount this backwards if you prefer something a little closer, if that works with your handlebars. You can see the design is very similar, simple, 2 pieces. You have this little plastic mount piece, and this will go onto your headset, and then you put the cap on there. And then here's where the phone would actually attach. And then you can see simple plastic and bolt design. And you will need an optional cover or just a simple attachment adapter. So this will attach directly to your phone cover, and it'll provide that little puck you need. So you can see it's very similar to a Garmin style mount. You line it up, then rotate it, and you can see it locks into place. No real jitter or adjustment here, so very secure. And once everything's torqued down, this is great for off-roading, on-road. You don't have to worry about the phone going flying off. It even has this little security feature where it won't actually come off until you push down on the tab, and then you have to rotate it. So you can see very secure, pops out. And this allows you to actually mount the phone in either direction, so you can have horizontally or vertically, depending on what you prefer. Now let's go over the installation of the Compit Stem mount. You'll need an Allen key to take off your top cap first. Now, depending on your bike, you may want to either swap out an existing spacer or just install it on top, as you'll see the top bolt is quite long, so you don't actually need space on there. You can just put it right on top. So in my case, I'm going to take off this little spacer on top, as I don't really need it in this case, as the actual mount will be similarly sized. And you can see it's a very long bolt, so you can easily mount this on top. I'm going to take the spacer off in mine, and then I'm going to take the Compit Stem, mount it forward, as I prefer to have it in front, put the top cap through it, reline this up, and then just loosely tighten it until it compresses down. Now this is where you actually want to use a torque wrench to make sure you don't over tighten this. So I'll grab my Pro Bike Tool torque wrench. So definitely use a torque wrench. It's very easy to over torque it, as the listed torque rating on my stem is only 7 Newton meters, so it's not very much. So find the right socket. Great thing about a bike, it's always 4, 5, 6, one of those. In this case, it's 5. Put it on here, adjust it to the appropriate torque value, and that should be printed right onto your bike. Or you can look up on your manufacturing website to make sure you use the right value. Once you have the torque, you can kind of tilt this out of the way and then tighten this down until you feel it. So that's it. You can see it's not very much. And now you can still tilt this up and down. If you prefer, you can also mount this behind the stem. But with this bike, I prefer to have it in front. So now we can install the phone onto the mount. What's great about this is you can do it either vertically or horizontally. As you can see, there's multiple angles. So it just requires a little 45-degree rotation. So line it up, lock it in place. This is if you want the phone in a vertical orientation. Otherwise, pull down the tab, and then you can simply rotate it until you have the desired location. So this is horizontal. And you can see it's actually tiltable too. So with a little bit of force, you can tilt it up or all the way down for the best viewing angle for you. Here you can see the SKS mount in action on our Priority Ace bike. It's a great combination, especially for a city bike where you don't need a full GPS bike computer. You have full access to your phone, the navigation, and the SKS My Bike app, which actually does a good job emulating a normal cell phone, except you have the much bigger screen. Really like the mount itself as well. It's very secure. We found that it worked even over rough terrain or slight off-road. Didn't really move the phone at all. The only weak point here is the phone adapter to your phone case or your actual phone, so you just want to make sure you install that cleanly. Otherwise, the mount itself works really well, and with the lightweight design, doesn't add any bulk to your bike, and even when you don't have a phone on there, it looks really sleek in place. We also like the fact that you can easily rotate the mount. So if you need to look at the phone vertically or horizontally, you can easily do that. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the SKS Compit Stem mount. What we like about it is that it reduces handlebar clutter by placing your smartphone in front of the stem and still letting you use the full width of your handlebars. It also has an integrated design, which means it's more theft resistant than some of the quick released Velcro or O-ring style mounts. And finally, you have an adjustable angle and orientation, which lets you really optimize the viewing angle. Some of the cons for the mount is the fact that it does require a threadless stem. So if you have an older bike with a quill stem or a cheaper bike with a quill stem, this is not compatible. You also have a limited Compit phone case selection, at least on SKS US. So you may need to buy the general adapter and then attach it to your own phone case. Also, it's very easy to forget to use that release tab when you're trying to remove the phone. So you may find yourself just powering through it and rotating without releasing that tab. It would have been nice if it was a different color or a little bit more obvious. Taking everything into account, we'd give the Compit Stem mount an 8.9 out of 10. It's a great minimalist phone mount, and it's quite secure even over rough terrain. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.